They will tell you the United States Senate has always been a place of tradition, order, and stability. What they won't tell you is that the moment a black man walked into that chamber, the entire system tried to collapse around him. Hiram Revels didn't enter the Senate quietly. He entered as a symbol of everything white power feared after the Civil War: black intelligence, black legitimacy, and black political authority on a national stage. He wasn't supposed to be there, not according to the men who had written the rules, not according to the men who had once owned people who looked like him, not according to the men who believed the Senate was their inheritance. So they tried to stop him. Before Revels could even take his seat, white senators launched a coordinated attack. They claimed he wasn't a citizen long enough. They claimed the law didn't apply to him. They claimed the Constitution wasn't written with men like him in mind. But the truth was simpler. They were terrified of what his presence meant. Because if a black man could sit in Jefferson Davis's old seat, the seat of the President of the Confederacy, then the entire mythology of white supremacy cracked open in front of the nation. Revels didn't just represent Mississippi. He represented the collapse of a world built on the belief that black people should never govern anything. And that's why the retaliation came. White lawmakers began rewriting the rules of political participation. They tightened registration laws. They manipulated district lines. They created new barriers to voting and holding office. They used bureaucracy as a weapon, a quieter, cleaner form of suppression that didn't require a mob, just a pen. This was the moment America learned something dangerous. You don't have to stop black people from voting if you can stop them from being counted. You don't have to stop black candidates from running if you can disqualify them on technicalities. You don't have to burn ballots if you can bury them in paperwork. Revels exposed the fear. The backlash created the blueprint, a blueprint that still exists today in the form of eligibility challenges, administrative delays, and legal maneuvers designed to keep certain people out of power without ever saying why. Revels served with dignity. He debated with precision. He governed with integrity. And when he left, white lawmakers made sure no one like him would return for nearly a century. That gap wasn't an accident. It was the point. Hiram Revels wasn't erased because he was forgettable. He was erased because his presence proved that black political leadership wasn't a fantasy. It was a threat. A threat to the old order, a threat to the myth of white political superiority, a threat to the systems that still shape elections today. His story isn't about the first black senator. It's about the first time America realized how far it would go to stop black power from becoming permanent. This is Black Justice Untold, bringing light to the lawmen who stood for freedom when the world stood against them. And as always, we honor the past, we uplift the truth, and we reclaim the stories that were never meant to be forgotten. Like, comment, and subscribe to help keep our stories alive.